Have you ever hurt someone?
Yes.
If you've ever had an American high school English class, then you'll be familiar with T.S. Eliot's The Wasteland. Don't worry, this video is not about to be poetry class. We just find the line, "This is the way the world ends, not with a bang, but with a whimper," to be a compelling idea relating to the content of this video. Let's put it this way, 20th Century Fox wants to go out with a bang. Disney bought them out, and now all we have left is their scheduled films already in production. Their world is ending. The only hope for them is to end the X-Men franchise on a positive note. New Mutants is that chance. If it goes well, the studio walks off in the sunset with their hand up like John Bender in The Breakfast Club. If things fail, well, it's another whimper of an ending for a big-time studio. We're here to help give you an idea of what New Mutants are and what to expect from this important final film. Fox didn't plan on this film being its swan song, which makes sense when you consider only comic book fans are knowledgeable about this team's existence. It seems unlikely that a studio exec would ever come up with such a groundbreaking idea like this. The studio likes safe bets, and this film seems to be anything but that. It turns out Josh Boone, the director behind Fault in Our Stars, was one of the driving forces behind getting this film made. He pitched the idea along with Nate Gwaltney to the studio back in 2015. It's not exactly clear what the story was at that time, but Gwaltney is no longer aboard the project as a writer. He was replaced by Scott Neustadter and Michael H. Weber, the two people who adapted The Fault in Our Stars for the silver screen. Before we get more into the production details though, we want to give a little detail behind who is playing what and what exactly the New Mutants are in the X-Men universe. Hopefully doing this will shore up any confused looks we're getting right now. The star of the film appears to be Maisie Williams playing Wolfsbane and Anna Taylor-Joy playing Magik. Williams' character is a Scottish mutant who can transform into a werewolf at will, but needs to resist her feral instincts. Magik, on the other hand, is the younger sister of Colossus. She can teleport and has sorceress abilities in the comics. It's not clear how much of that power will transfer into the film version, though. Charlie Heaton will play Cannonball, a boy with the ability to fly at supersonic speeds while surrounded by a protective force field. Blue Hunt is set to play Mirage, a mutant with psychic abilities that grow over time, but her early gift mainly focuses on creating mirages. That feels self-explanatory. Anyways, next up is Alice Braga playing Cecilia Reyes, a Bronx native and reluctant hero capable of creating force fields. Finally, Henry Zaga will showcase his talents as Sunspot, a Brazilian mutant with the ability to harness and manipulate solar energy. Together, they all make up the New Mutants. In case you couldn't tell by the casting choices, the team is made up of young adults coming to terms with their abilities. That's the appeal Josh Boone saw in this comic franchise. It's a chance to showcase young adult actors without the influence of adult characters shaping the narrative. It's a true coming-of-age film for mutants. The whole concept is a different kind of story for Fox to be laying out within the X-Men universe. The truth of the matter is Fox might be saving their biggest leap of faith for last. The reports and initial trailers detail an X-Men film flipped on its head and turned into a horror film. This will be the first real horror film of its kind. Not since Underworld and Blade have fans been treated to such a dark take on the world of heroes. The trailer all takes place in a hospital, at least what seems like one from the outside. The facade is quickly washed away by the horror that lies beneath as the team of New Mutants are faced with a claustrophobic scenario. It's a classic scary movie setup. Place a bunch of teenagers in the care of someone with bad intentions. Play psychological games with them and watch them attempt to escape the horrors set up by the story. It's like Saw 2 or Grave Encounters, only the characters in this film also have superpowers.
Oh shit, you guys look.
The whole mutant testing aspect that contributes to the horror element also gives the premise a potential new wrinkle. After all, the threat to these teenagers needs to be pretty serious for us to fear for their lives. They are superpowered beings at the end of the day. The normal rules for a scary movie will only apply to an extent. The writing must have been a challenging part of making this movie. Which leads us to the big conundrum. We're all terrified. No, the trailers aren't what's scaring us. It's the way all the gambles this film takes on that keeps stacking up on top of each other. When you build them up like this, you end up getting a leaning tower of stress that seems like it's just waiting to topple over. It's like Fox decided to take every bold decision it could and stack them up like the least promising Jenga tower. Working in the horror film genre is already a risky business, but adding in these extra layers only heightens the chance for failure. What if the creature of force we are supposed to fear isn't compelling enough? What if the audience ends up expecting too many scares for the film to deliver organically? They're juggling a lot of themes and expectations just here on the surface level of the movie. However, the film might pull it all off. If it does, then we're looking at another success right at the end of Fox Studios' life. The New Mutants would join the Hall of Fame with a spot next to Logan and Deadpool for its innovation.
Oh, hello.
Fans will sing gallant songs about the day Fox made its last stand. Oops. That's not the best of words. Sorry, X-Men fans, for the trigger there.
Don't you know who I am?
On the other hand, the risks could cause the movie to collapse on itself. The marvelous movie will never amount to anything. Maybe it'll win a few Razzies if it's lucky. Even worse, it'll fall into the Hall of Meh alongside works of X-Men Apocalypse and the Fantastic Four.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me!
The two possibilities feel equally likely at this point. Sadly, a big wrinkle in the production of the New Mutants seems to be bringing this all crumbling down. 20th Century Fox merging with Disney is a huge wrench in the system, and the studio is running like a chicken with its head cut off trying to shore up these last couple films. All signs point to this film being broiled down in an embarrassingly complicated process. We can talk about the new horror elements and get excited for it, but there is a gray cloud looming over this movie. The cast and crew seem to have promise. The early promotional material piqued a lot of fans' interest. The film had everything going for it. Yes, it's easy to get excited about a young adult film set in the X-Men universe. It's exciting to see a twist on standard horror conventions. It's even exciting to see some of these teenage television stars begin to break out into film. The merger is killing the excitement though, and fans are beginning to lose trust. Here's the big issue. The film was nearly done. For those not familiar with the production process, a film crew doesn't pull out trailers saying the movie will come out in April if they aren't confident in their work. Clearly, the team thought this film was ready to be finished. The backstage reports were all looking good, there was no sign of dissatisfaction from the cast and crew, they remained fairly stable. Everything was coasting towards what seemed like a victory despite the way this film is intended to break genre lines. This was all going so well, until the reports started coming in slowly. There were reports of post-production issues that the film needed to be delayed to clear up some details. Suddenly, the date was moved back. Then the merger happened and a new set of eyes was looking at the movie. Now they're saying it's not scary enough. Oh, we need to wait, so they have to reshoot some scenes and their release dates move back even further. Then, recently, a number of the stars in the film have come out and said they're being left in the dark. Maisie Williams, sadly not in full wolf makeup, said in an interview that she had no idea when the reshoot is happening, and that their fellow cast members echoed the sentiment. That's a terrible sign. It means Disney is in control, and they are slow-rolling this film. The latest release date anyone can seem to nail down is August 2nd, but no one has faith in that report. A movie with so much promise seems to be stuck in limbo. There's a fear in the fan base that Disney will simply kill the project and not let Fox get that one last film in theaters. The New Mutants might be canceled before we even get a chance to see it. However, the more likely rumor being tossed around the internet like a sack of hot potatoes is that Disney will circumvent the theatrical release and give it a home on Hulu or Disney Plus instead. So we could talk about the compromised ethics of streaming services and the way they're growing into cable networks right in front of us, but we'll resist that topic for now. The movie right in front of us is becoming a victim of media conglomeration, plain and simple. The reshoots are a Disney idea. The film was nearly in the hands of the public. This means the morale of the crew is shot at this point, and the lack of communication on the issue will only frustrate everyone more. There's no winning this way, and Disney needs to find a way to mend this situation. New Mutants is probably coming out. Everyone that wants to see it will see it. It may not be coming soon to a theater near you, but it should be coming eventually. What matters is the damage it's done. This video started talking about the ideals Fox was aiming at when they greenlit the project. It turned into so much more, and to see this last hope be turned into a fiasco is, well, it's oddly poetic. The fans who initially caught wind of the New Mutants story coming down the Fox pipeline were likely a small group of niche fans. The number only grew from there. Now that there are production issues, the film is raising into a whole other stratosphere of publicity. One thing is for sure, released or not released, we'll all remember the trials and tribulations of the New Mutants. Will we ever meet these heroes again? How much darker can the crew actually make the film? Can they even move past all the recent issues cropping up? There's a lot left on the table right now. We hope it all works out, but share your thoughts and rumors down below. All information on this craziness is good information at this point. Plus, be sure to follow behind the screen and we'll keep you updated on the latest content. All you have to do is hit the link down below to be automatically subscribed.